plane talk.
That's a far better intro anyway, because it's got the Lego sounds. But yes, I have been on a plane, and yes, I am excited to talk about this one stupid article that makes me think of like April Fool's Day. But I do actually want to discuss it because it's funny. It's basically, chat, if you did not know, airlines are basically thanking Ozempic for lowering the price of fuel because fatties in the sky are decreasing.
So people have been, Ozempic has been the weight loss drug that we've seen people shoot themselves up with, and they're slowly poisoning their livers and stuff.
Yeah.
But whatever, you're thin, right?
Skinnier.
Whatever, you're thin and stuff. And yeah, it's doing internal damage to your internal organs and stuff, allegedly. But, you're skinny. And yes, though there we are. We have weight loss drugs, courtesy of Dexerto. Weight loss drugs could save airlines $580 million a year.
That's crazy,
in fuel
dude.
costs. My
No way.
God.
How soon do you think before there's like sponsorship, like they put ads on the plane right before they
by Ozempic.
Yeah, right before the safety check, they're like, "Hey, fatties, here's Ozempic. Stop eating."
Oh my
That'd be
gosh.
interesting.
Those TikTokers that glorify being fat and obesity that are
They're
like,
gonna be out of a
I need
job.
2 seats. They're about to be out of a job.
Look at this right here. This person, Jeffries, who is research services over here. This research service says drugs such as Ozempic and Wegovy could meaningfully change that equation. If medication results in a society that is 10% slimmer, total passenger weight across flights would fall about 2%. That reduction would translate to roughly 1.5% fuel savings for airlines and a projected 4% increase in earnings per share. So I guess what? It's time to go out and buy some stock in airline companies because Ozempic is helping out with those costs. Hell yes. An aircraft weighs around 99,000 pounds empty and can carry up to 46,000 pounds of fuel, with 178 passengers weighing on average 180 pounds each and roughly 4,000 pounds of additional cargo. The total takeoff weight reaches 181,200 pounds. By the way, can we just stop about like that? That is a modern marvel that there's a 200,000 pound missile flying through the sky at any point in society. Like, that's pretty damn cool. Like, I think we've progressed pretty damn well.
You know what's even cooler though?
What's
Less fatties in the sky.
Oh,
in a
wow.
tin can.
That's good.
Hurtful.
Yes.
Yeah.
You do know that what they're going to do with this, the greedy bastards, they're going to actually now cram
Make the
in
seats
more
smaller.
seats. Yep, they're
Yeah.
going to cram in more, and you're going to get less. That's what they're going to do.
Should have been on Ozempic then, shouldn't ya? Be skinnier.
You're muted.
Muted.
Sorry, I was just thanks, Blabs. I was just talking to myself about how in the 1960s, like if you've seen pictures of like 1960s airlines
Oh,
or
they're
like
so
in
pretty
airplanes,
too.
right?
Inside.
There's so much style.
And people dressed with style too
Oh my
for
gosh.
flying.
I could go off on a whole tangent on that because of that stupid thing that went off, it went viral on X of somebody I don't even know who started this topic, but it was like why don't people dress nicer at the airport? And I got a bone to pick with that argument. I'm not gonna lie, because of that exact idea, Blabs, that they looked nicer and they were nicer. You had more space. There were 100 more accommodations that made people willing to dress nicer. Do you also notice that? And this is totally part of the
Lack
course for
security
me.
then?
But people used to dress nicer going to Disneyland and to church and to all kinds of things. And the reason they stopped is probably because these places don't
Minorities,
actually
right?
cater to that.
I'm sorry.
Oh wow!
I mean,
that was it, Phoenix, right there.
no, like
Look what you did, Kay.
It's
I
so
know. I keep
irritating.
ruining everything. My God.
So irritating.
Well, I'll tell you what, there is something as this totally shifts from plain talk to the good old days talk. Look, there is something really awesome about looking at pictures from the 50s and 60s and seeing men in suits with hats, walking around looking sharp, looking at a baseball game and seeing women in dresses or men in their suits with their fans or whatever. Now, technology has changed and people like to be comfortable, but it is nice to think that, I don't wish I was sitting in like 95-degree heat in a 3-piece suit, which is why things have changed so much. But I do think that there is something to the idea that society has become fairly
lazy.
Yeah, you know, you look at pictures, bringing it back to plane talk. Let's go. Here's some pictures. The 29 vintage airline photos that'll make you miss the good old days.
Hey, bro.
There.
You're still underwater. I'm trying.
All right. God.
Dude. Anyway, yeah, you're still underwater. But also, I just wanted to add on to the whole thing with Mally. Even like security back in the day, right? So like you didn't have all this security to go through where they like demand you take off your shoes, your belts, all this other shit. So everyone's dressing to like go through security as fast as possible. So a lot of women, they wear like sweatpants or whatever, or leggings, because like that's the easiest thing to go through. You're not gonna get any metal detection going on with leggings and stuff like that. So yeah, that's also another.
When I'm allotted a whole 5 inches of space, I'm going to be comfortable. Like
exactly, yeah. I want to be cozy. I made the mistake once of wearing cowboy boots to a short flight. Never again. Going through TSA and trying to get off those cowboy boots was the worst thing imaginable.
That's fair.
I've done that before.
No,
never again.
Look at how much space. Look at how nice and luxurious that is. Yeah, of course, you would have space to be able to cross your legs properly if you're wearing a dress, or to be able to, whatever it is, to not be, breathing the fucking fat ass air that all of the hefty ass people next to you are breathing. Yeah, you'd probably be fine in a 3-piece suit. Like,
holy shit! Look, this is insane.
Incredible.
like,
oh my god.
Yep.
Wow.
I remember some of those. I was on some of those flights.
Really?
In 1967.
No, they were in the early 80s. Because my parents worked for the airlines, so we'd get free everything.
Wow.
And I was traveling constantly, and they had bars, they had everything.
Look at
that's
that.
really like crazy to think that ended so recently. It feels like in our lifetimes, in some of our lifetimes, this was a very feasible, normal, common thing, and now it has become what it is. It's just so sad.
The 80s ruined everything. Greed is good was the mentality, and so you got far less, and corporations took in far more. And so there's the idea of take in more, give less, over and over and over again. So here's the thing: you could in theory have something like this, but then you're going to have less flights, less people on there, and the ticket costs are going to be astronomical. And the question is the average person willing to do that? And far less flights leaving in and out, so your choices are smaller. So that's kind of the yin and yang to this whole thing.
Yeah.
I appreciate they have a leg, like a leg of ham right here, like prosciutto just ready
Casual.
to be cut. Yes. That is silly, to say the least. The idea of TVs, that's right. TVs on an airplane. What? With a VCR. Wow.
Oh, now that's a reclinable chair.
Mhm.
Forget paying like $74 extra to be able to move it this much. That's a reclinable chair right there. Mhm.
Well, what you don't see is this lady back here is actually asking the flight attendant to get this lady's face out of her lap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, there we go. Well, maybe one day with the tie back into Ozempic, where people are getting thinner and losing their livers and internal organs slowly as they're melting, we will get back to the day.
Prosciutto on the plane.
That's right. Maybe one day, Blabs. I guess we can only hope, huh?
It's gross, dude. I keep flying with like all these big heifers who like smell of cigarette smoke, and I'm like, oh, please stop. Just go away. I don't want to be right next to you. The last time I flew, there was like this big, huge dude, like, I don't know, like 6 foot something, really wide too, just absolutely snoring right next to me. I was this close to taking a bunch of selfies and ruining his day, but I thought otherwise, because then I realized how bad I looked in the photo too, so I was like, never mind.
Too much collateral damage there.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? No, I look terrible. I've been awake since like 3 a.m. No.
No, I agree with that though. I feel like if you want to wear sweatpants and your Uggs or whatever and be comfortable, that's fine. I am not okay if I see your undergarments or if you smell.
Yep.
Because I have to sit in proximity of you. And one guy who was like, he was sagging his pants, so obviously everybody could see his underwear. He almost fell asleep on me. Home guy was about to get a rude away. I was going to call the stewardess over, and I was going to be like, get this motherfucker off of me right now, because I'm not doing that. I was trapped at the window too, so I had nowhere to fucking go.
No
and
escape.
he was in the middle. Oh, it was awful.
Yep, no, terrible.
Well, there you go. That's all the things we had that have been taken away because Gordon Gekko in 1980 whatever took it from us, right? I think that's where it all stems from. What's that fucking movie?
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the 80s fucking sucked, if you ask me. I hated the 80s.
But
I'm like the only guy that hates it.
Yeah, I know. But the Ghostbusters, dude. Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles.
That's true.
Just saying. Come on, what are we doing here, right? Like, come on. All right. That, my friends, is Plain Talk.
Plain Talk.
Like
It's the best outro and intro.
All right. I will personally give you a high five if you subscribe. I will not actually give you a high five if you subscribe.